Chairman and members, thank you for the opportunity to speak today. My wife has asked that I speak on behalf of her and my family. We've lived in Cobb County since 1984, where we've raised two beautiful daughters. My wife took care of the home front while I traveled extensively for my sales job and as a Navy Reserve officer. We lived a pretty normal life, except for some of my military call-ups at unknown times. Loretta was diagnosed with MS in 2011. The disease started out with almost no indication. Some people have immediate attacks and then it goes into remits. In her case, it was just very minor indications, but over the time has progressed rapidly, especially in the last year and a half. She has what's known as secondary progressive MS. That means the disease symptoms are ever present and worsen over time. They never relapse routine. As you probably know, there is no cure for MS, but there are some forms that are worse than others. In a very short period of time, my wife's health has declined to the point where she uses a walker in the house and she uses a wheelchair outside of the home. She has virtually very limited mobility. We've installed chair lifts on all the stairs, front and back of the house, to make the house accessible to her. She suffers from something called spasticity, which the doctor referred to earlier, which causes stiffness and muscle contractions. It's one of the more common symptoms of MS, and it's so bad in her case that I can barely bend her knee to get her into the car. Some days it's almost impossible. And her foot does not flex as she walks, so instead of it being a normal flat foot, her toes are kind of touching the floor. Her heel would never touch the floor on her right foot. She also suffers from chronic pain. It's probably difficult to imagine what my wife goes through on a daily basis and what my family has to do to support her. Frankly, I would have never imagined this outcome or understood it if we had not gone through it ourselves. When friends and strangers thanked me for my military service, I would make sure they understood that it was my family that was essentially a part of that same commitment, that they made some sacrifices for me to go and be able to serve my country, especially when I was called to Iraq. So I refer to her illness as a family disease, not her illness alone, but a family disease, because we all make sacrifices to support her. My children have had to learn to accept their mother's condition and to mask their fears about her future. We don't talk about it very much, but we know it's there. I retired from the Navy. I had to remake my civilian career so that I could be at home every night and take her to doctor appointments during the day. My wife and I have never done illegal drugs, and still today we do not condone the use of illegal drugs for recreational use. However, we have exhausted all known legal pharmaceutical options presented to my wife by her doctors at Shepherd Center, and we are searching for better solutions. We've talked about Marinol. The doctor referred to that, which is a synthetic marijuana drug. Did not work. We've even considered Sativex, which the doctor talked about, but you can't get it here in the States. Loretta is one of the 500 somewhat folks that does possess a Georgia medical marijuana card, and we did begin to import a cannabis oil CBD solution from the Stanley brothers called Charlotte's Web, which most of you are probably familiar with. My wife tried it for almost 7 months with almost no improvement, in fact, no improvement in her symptoms. It did absolutely nothing. We were in the dark. We had to guess a little bit about the dosage. No one else we know has taken it for MS in the state of Georgia, but we tried everything for 7 months and got absolutely no results. Frankly, the current limit of THC in the Halley's Hope Act offers no benefits to MS patients. However, there is significant evidence that medical marijuana in higher THC concentrations does reduce MS symptoms. Unfortunately, you have to travel to another state to get it, illegally transport it back to Georgia, and even then it would exceed the 5% THC limit and still be considered illegal in the state. As the doctor also mentioned, there is in fact a pharmaceutical solution called Sativex. So it's a little more than anecdotal evidence of improvement of MS symptoms that I call upon. It is available in roughly 27 countries, not in the US. It's a simple throat spray specifically designed for MS patients and contains approximately the 1-to-1 THC to CBD ratio. So it is grown again in Great Britain, where it is illegal to possess. You can go to Canada and it's there. I can't do it. My parents are Canadian. I can't do it because a doctor won't write me a prescription because I'm not a Canadian citizen. So although it's there, it can't be gotten. With the passage of Haley's Hope Act, we've demonstrated true compassion in helping some of those in need. It was a great first step, and with anything new, we typically observe, learn, and modify as needed. I know I speak for many MS families in saying we need to do more. The real answer is to grow and control marijuana in-state and to raise the THC content level. As law-abiding citizens and as a 28-year Navy veteran, we've always followed the law. When it comes to helping improve my wife's MS symptoms, I'll risk everything to help her. I would give up my security clearance if I ever got arrested in an attempt to help her. When it comes, so as I mentioned, I'll risk everything. Please don't make us and thousands of others with debilitating illnesses in Georgia break the law. Please take action this legislative session. Thank you.